Hello, welcome to Miemie's Keepsakes. I'm Arnell. We are back with the Margaret Miller Collage Weekly Assignment, Volume 3, and we are on week 17, and the prompts are something ornate, a bottle or glass, a herb or other fragrant plant, a line from a poem or song, a piece of ribbon. I have ribbon here, I have labels here, and I did write down a line from a song. The other three things I thought we'll find, I can look in these books. I have this book, The Homemade Home, and I just really like this book. The photography is just beautiful, and it is a matte paper, so perfect. I really like this image for the glass, a bottle or glass. Something ornate can even be that frame in the back. And then I looked through the book. I won't look through everything, but I found this book on the thrift store, but I'm sure nobody ever opened it. There was more glass and things in here, and somewhere in the back there was some herbs planted in pots. Now, I should have marked it, but now you just have a chance to look through it quickly. The book, oh, there it is. Let me just open it up, because like I said, this spine has never been cracked other than me just paging through it. So this or even that little image there, we'll have to see what fits on my page. Oh, and there's more bottles, so maybe I'll take these images from the book, this book, and we can see what will work in my collage journal. Okay. I love books like this with just beautiful images for collages and even for my journals, even though I haven't used them that much in my journals. I don't know why. Anyway, let's get going. I've just started feeling like the collages all starts looking the same. I'm using more or less just images from children's books or magazines, so I thought maybe we should try something a little different this week. So somebody asked me about my collage journal, and it is an altered book. So what I did is I tore some pages out of the book, and then I would glue 2 pages together, because I do like to use watercolors and things in my collage journal to make it probably more like an art journal. So that's why I glued the 2 pages together. And so sometimes the books do get a little stiff. It's okay to manhandle it a little bit. Anyway, I was thinking maybe something like this on the 1 page, just to make this my focal point, or I can even bring it over to this side. Then we need the herbs. I thought I might fussy cut this out, just very not, just very randomly, not really fussy cut, but just cut it around the borders of this picture. This just makes me feel like spring. I want to start bringing out my furniture for my porch and sit on the porch with my herbs in pots. I usually plant a lot in just pots on the deck. Okay, we'll do that. What else do we need? Oh, we need the song words. And we could do that something up there. So something ornate, I said that frame. I could add more things on there. A bottle of glass, the herb, a line from a poem or a song, a piece of ribbon, and a label. I have these bigger labels that's been floating on my desk for the longest time, and I can't seem to find a spot for them. So maybe this, and this is very ornate as well. Maybe something like that. I don't think I want to add anything like that on there. Maybe this huge butterfly. And then I have this ribbon that's already in a neat, tidy bow. Could cut it off and just add it on there, maybe. Okay, I just don't like that there. I have all these beautiful French stamps that can go in there, I suppose. There's a purple one too. Does that make any sense? I don't know. There's a purple label again that we can add on there. And I feel like I need something here. And this piece of paper just sitting there. I think that came from those torn edge pockets we made in the 100-day project a while ago. I just put it in my little container that I kind of... Oh, and then I have some of this tape that I made, but these are so hard. Next time when I make faux vintage tape, I'll definitely put it on a different backing. That was not a good idea. Anyway, let's start gluing down, I think, and then we'll play around with the details. I'll just add all of those in there. I am just procrastinating to put this down, I think. So I'm going to cut this a little smaller. Okay, and then I think I'll take some off on the top. Does that fit on the page? Yes. And what will I glue this with? Because it's a nice thick sturdy paper. Maybe I'll just glue it with art glitter glue, and then I know it's definitely stuck. Okay. I'm just going to take my ruler and get that in there, in the crease of my paper. And just spread the glue. Do I have a card here? I should have a card here somewhere. Spread that glue. And maybe I need to make a more definite fold here in the paper. I can add more glue to that, because by now The art glitter glue is definitely dry. It dries very fast. Okay, and let's add more glue. Yes, and I don't think I'm going to cover the writing on this book page. Usually I'll cover the book page, but I actually like that. But what I do want to do is maybe just age it a bit. And I have vintage photo here, but I think what I would prefer, I'm just looking for antique linen, but I must have moved it. That's the problem with crafting on more than one spot. I usually take stuff with me downstairs at night to play with while I'm watching a movie, or just while my husband's making supper. And when I am done with my part of making supper, I usually sit and do a bit of crafting. So okay, this, I was thinking I do like, if I get rid of some of this white maybe. I do like that for some reason. Maybe we can ink it up a little once I have it glued down. I'll get rid of that extra glue in a minute. Grab a wipe for that before it dries, because the art glitter glue do dry very fast. Okay. Oh, lavender, I can't wait for that, all of that to happen. The garden is starting to get a little greener. Every day you can see the change, which is so nice. And I'm just gonna quickly go over again and not even add ink to this brush. I just want it to look, just blend in a little bit with the rest of it. Oh, I do like that. Okay, so now we need to add the other things. We have the butterfly here. We had this one here. Did we have this label here? Oh, I need to decide where this will go. And maybe I'll just cut this. This was just a piece of coffee dyed paper that tore when I was dyeing. I usually keep all of them just because they always have interesting markings and things. And again, maybe I just need to, maybe I'll fold this up and it just feels too new. Okay. Let me just use a piece of scrap paper. I want to ink this up as well. I'm gonna work the paper. This was printed on a very light cardstock, so I can play around with it a little bit and just make it softer. Okay, so again, I'm not going to add ink, but maybe yes, I do add need a little bit, but I don't want it to be too brown or look too much like I've inked it. We want to ink it, but it shouldn't look like we inked it. going to maybe with my scissors just, I want some of that printed area to come off, and so when you put the ink on it, it makes a definite line there. Okay. This corner is still too white. And there's more white. Okay. That will go on there. Okay. And we had the butterfly in here. Do we want to add some ink on the butterfly? Okay. And this one will need some ink too, just because when I tore it off, the core of the white paper is showing. I'll add that in there too. I don't think we want white today, apparently. Okay. Something like that. Okay, and then I had the ribbon. There's the ribbon. The ribbon needs to go somewhere. Like I say, I already have this beautiful little bow. I'm just going to cut that. Maybe I'll cut. Let's see where I want the bow first. Do I want it here? I almost want the bow to peek out just because it's so bulky. Okay, I'm going to put the bow down there. So do I want that on top of it? The very important questions for that. I think I'm going to put the bow down first. We have some helicopters going by and making a lot of noise. Hopefully that is, you can't hear that. We have a helicopter school here that they teach the people who helps to fight fires in the summer, because we do have a lot of fires, and because I live close to two lakes, or the town is, there's two lakes on both sides of the town, so where I live, and so it makes it a perfect spot for the helicopters to come pick up some water. Okay, but now how did I have this? I want this like this. Okay. Okay. And then I want this one. We'll just add glue and force it to sit the way, oops, that I want it to sit. Okay, there. Just keep my finger there for a minute until it glues down. Okay, so now that I've moved everything, we'll have to figure out what needs to go where again, but I mean, that's not the end of the world. Worst things can happen. I don't know, I had such a busy week last week and the weekend. Everything just that could go wrong went wrong. Don't ask me how that happens, but you know how sometimes just when one thing goes wrong, it's like the domino effect. Everything else just keeps happening, and maybe you're attracting it to yourself because you keep thinking, what's gonna happen next? I don't know. Okay, And I kind of don't want this to be glued down flat. I want it to look same thing as that label. I almost want it to look like it's, I can still move it around a little bit, have some texture on the page. Okay, and now because I inked everything, that's the thing about inking, once you start you can't stop. Now even these vintage French postage stamps looks too bright and new. I lost the purple one. Let's just ink the purple one while we're busy. Okay. Yes, I'm hoping this week my collage will look a little different and not, I kind of just felt like it's starting to follow a pattern. And maybe that's just me, I don't know. So yeah, even that in the back is ornate. I do think I have ornate kind of covered. I hope so. Okay. And then the butterfly we want there with this. Oh, this one goes on the bottom, but again, now I feel like it needs a bit of ink and maybe just a little bit of just, it's too new. And what I like about this is the photos looks new and crisp and modern, and then the kind of inked pieces adds a little bit of just a vintage feel to it. And again, I'm just going to not glue this flat, but just give it some texture. Okay. And then let's see what we want to do here. I mainly want to just add some color in there. That on top. Not sure if I probably don't need anything more. Don't need anything more, but let's add something more. Just feel this is too small compared to my butterfly. I have this little piece here, and maybe I need something blue just to bring the blue over on this side. There's nothing blue on this side. What if I have this vintage bus ticket, British vintage bus ticket? Maybe I'll do that. Okay, but now again, that's why I like inking. I feel if you start to ink, you need to ink not everything, but you know, go for it. And this bus ticket, it is vintage, but it was an unused roll of tickets that I bought from a lady in Britain, and I just feel it needs to look like just a bit more and maybe have a torn edge. Okay, let's just add this. Just make it look like it just came out of somebody's pocket. Okay, let's see if that, I'm just gonna glue it down and not even think about this, because you know how it goes. You can keep going with this forever and still not make a decision. And maybe this one should just go up a little bit more, luckily. Okay. And I want this one underneath. Can add more glue. And this one here. I love stamps. Oh my, it's just the postage stamps. Oh, the helicopters are going crazy. The postage stamps are just, I don't know. I've said this many times before. It just adds something, just a little touch to everything I do. I don't know. I always add, or most of the time, add some postage stamps to my decorations when I'm decorating things. I just love the look. And I don't want to glue this flat. I want it again to sit there with texture, kind of folded up. So I don't want to press it down too much, but I do want it to be glued down but not flat. And where did I put my wipe? Just have a little bit of glue here that's oozing out. And I think that is it. Let's make sure we have everything. Oh my, I've created a big fat mess on my table. But Marguerite Miller, week number 17 is done, I think. And I do think it looks a little different than the other ones. And now that I look at it, do I need something here or should I just leave it? Just feels very light here. Maybe I'll just leave it. Sometimes it's just better. Maybe I'll come back and see if I want to add something there. Anyway, maybe what I should do is just, I just saw this postage stamp. Let's just put a stamp on here. And maybe here. And in here. Didn't do a great job there, but just to fill it in. Okay, yeah, I do like that already a little bit more. Okay, that is week number 17. Let's make sure I have everything. So something ornate. We have, this is a very ornate, that is very ornate. This gold frame is very ornate. Okay, a glass bottle. We have these painted glass bottles and they are beautiful. I should read how they made that. I love that. And herb, there's some lavender here or a fragrant plant, and I think that might be a herb too, I'm not sure. A line from a song. I have a line from a song up there. A piece of ribbon down here. And then a bonus is a label, and I have this label here. So thank you for watching today. And I hope you'll have a lovely day. I need to clean up my desk. Oh, I wanted to add some vintage tape, but I can do that on my own time if I need it. And I will see you again tomorrow with the 100-day project. We are in the 60s already, so time is flying by very fast. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.